to make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come. He said, no, let me join them. So EFCC will know that you carry the vote of another party and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person say, no, I have defect. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on City Report Media Chat. It's Retrospect 2023, where we look at issues that surround 2023. And today I have a special guest with me, a very nice gentleman, Mr. Good News Joseph, joining me all the way from Port Harcourt City. Good news, good evening, and thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Mr. Priye, my good friend. Good to hear from you.
Okay, that's good to see you too. It's been a while. Since February was the last time I saw you.
No, it's been a while.
Congratulations. Okay, let's go into the business of the day. It's retrospect, looking at 2023. Earlier this year, the country went into a general election that brought in a new administration. And since then, it has been somehow for business people like you. You're a businessman into print and other stuff. So the removal of subsidy on the 29th of May 2023, the president, on assumption of office, declared that subsidy is gone. And since then, how has it been running business in Nigeria?
Business has been running, whether subsidy or no subsidy, we have been running our business. It has really affected a whole lot. I speak as a businessman and I also speak as a Nigerian. You know, before the election, we also had problems in running business because of the cash crunch. I don't know what that really means because of what really happened when we were trying to hire just to frustrate their so-called electoral opponents. But we scaled through. During and after the election, governments with their policies of removing subsidy just at the first and that was the first week, the first month. That was the first month after it was sworn in.
The first day, just on
the first day, yeah. The first day, that was a very nasty move. I'm speaking even as a novice. Now, a novice will know that was a nasty move. That really affected the economy. You know, power and diesel and fuel, everything was on the high. And I don't know how Nigerians were feeling then, but there is something in Nigeria. As a Nigerian, every situation there is always a way. You always scale through. It was difficult for business as a businessman. We were buying fuel at then before the subsidy removal, we were buying fuel at 330, 320. It was like 1,000% increment. I'm buying fuel at 650. Okay, then it was 600. Now it has gotten to 650, 670. Some people are even selling 700. So it has been difficult. It has been difficult because all prices of goods, like my materials we use in printing, got skyrocketed to like 50% increase. We all know why increase because of the cost of
wow, that has been very difficult, and like even a novice will not do that on the first day of assumption of office.
Yeah, yes.
What you were saying.
I don't know what really prompts the president to take that move, but it was not a good one.
Okay, but before the president came in, the former president, the immediate past president, did not actually make provision for any subsidy in the budget. So
no, there was a provision for that month.
Okay.
That particular month that he moved the subsidy, I think there was a provision
for June, because this was like 29th of May, so there were still 3 days for us to get into June.
Yes.
So just coming in and removing subsidy. So what do you think the president should have done before removing subsidy?
Okay. Normally, every right-thinking person will agree that subsidy is a scam. It's either we remove it or we just be playing with our economy. doesn't help the government. It doesn't help even with individuals. Subsidy is not helping at all because in the same climb, that money they're using to subsidize would have been used to do something better instead of subsidizing and some few individuals are eating the money and just using the money to enrich themselves and their families. So him removing the subsidy, it's something that would have been done, but not at that time. Maybe it would have been a gradual process, probably maybe partial removal, and also at the long run, if we want to now remove it totally. I would have suggested like it creates an avenue, maybe a palliative, or probably enlighten the individual, the masses, that this and this and this will be put in place. So they, not that very moment you're moving subsidy, that affected the economy. But I'm glad we didn't go into recession because that would have made the country to go into recession. But we didn't. What the president would have done is to create a palliative. Now, there is a supplementary budget that we presented then. That budget would have gone to the transport sector and also to the manufacturing sector because we are not producing. And as we are not producing, it's actually affecting the country. We are importing almost everything that we are using in this country. Even things that we can produce, we are still importing. So imagine you're importing a container. Let's say a ship is coming into the country with about 4,000 or 5,000 containers of goods, and the ship is leaving, going back with empty vessels, empty containers, nothing, taking nothing back. So that is like that is a bad business because normally as that ship is coming, it's bringing things. Fair enough, we are supposed to export it because you're paying to and fro. That goods when you're importing stuff from China, they are charging you to and fro. That's how they do charge. The container that is coming, let's say you pay $4,000 for a container that is coming to Apapa Wharf. That money covers to and fro. So you can imagine if we are exporting things, that container is coming in, bringing goods, and is going back, taking goods. That will also help the economy. Well, since we are talking about the subsidy, I don't want to forget. Since we're talking about the subsidy removal, it has been there. Even the former president planned on removing it, but he didn't have the political will. Other aspirants during the presidential election, they also talked about it there. Almost all, I think about all of them said they are going to remove it because it will never help their government. Peter Obi also emphasized on removing the subsidy, but he gave his own ways of removing it. I think like a partial removal before now implementing the full removal. That is the normal way of doing it, not choking the people. Honestly, I must commend the country because the country stood by the president despite the hardship that they went through. It wasn't easy for every one of them. Even the rich, it wasn't easy for them too, because everybody relies on power in this country. Whether you're an artisan, whether you're a businessman, you're a manufacturing sector, you rely on power. You can see what is really going on. So many factories are shutting down because of power. No, it's not really helping us. GSK has shut down. There are some also pharmaceutical companies that are shut down. And sometimes, some months ago, I felt sick. I went to buy a drug, a typhoid. That drug was sold at 5,000 naira. I bought that drug, I think, last year, December. I went to buy that drug, Augmentin. I call it Augmentin. I bought that drug at 25,000 naira some months ago when I was sick. And I was like, this is too much. All of a sudden, my friend fell ill last week, went to go and buy that same drug. And at that same place I directed the friend to go and buy that, selling this drug at 45,000 naira. That's outrageous. Now, what is the reason for this? We don't really know. some companies are folding up. We have
So
to rely on importation.
any energy crisis in the country since the removal of subsidy, the issue of transport fare has gone up. But only recently, during this festive period, the president decided to declare 50% cut for buses for those that are traveling for Christmas. Then the train services are running for free. Do you have any reports of people benefiting from this?
Not really. It's on social media. I've not really seen or heard from anyone that have benefited from it. But I've seen on social media on one or two persons that have actually benefited from it. I think it's a Chisco company in Lagos, the one coming to the east, to pay about 20,000 naira.
So on a normal,
I
it's
heard
supposed to be
that.
like 40K.
My friend just came into town from Lagos. He paid 45,000 naira from Goddess. He came in last week.
This is something as of
So I don't
20,
know.
as of 2014, you enter a flight for 24,000 if you don't pay early. 14K if
Yeah,
you
we're
book
going too
2 weeks
far.
ahead.
We're going too far. We're going too far. My sister went to law school in Abuja. I booked flights for her from that was I think December. Yeah, I paid 56,000 naira.
Yeah, December
Flight from Port
2022.
Harcourt. 2022, yes. That's just a year.
Mm.
So if someone can pay a flight at 56,000 naira,
And today is
December.
by 100,000.
Now I paid a return ticket. I had to book on time for her to come back. So I paid about 87,000 naira. And I paid that money, I think, first week of November. I had to book on time for her. Now, what I'm hearing now, the flight is about 100 and something thousand coming down south here from Lagos. I don't know, two-way flight is about 250K, 250, 300K for two-way flight.
So what's the way forward? We can go on and on to lament the situation. It has really been hectic for those doing business, especially those, because there's actually no business you do in Nigeria without using energy. Those artisans, those in the fashion industry, these furniture makers, those of you that are into printing, you need electricity. And the worst scenario, some states you don't see power. Some states actually benefit a kind of stable power supply, place like Plateau, then maybe some part of Port Harcourt, I don't really know. How is the power supply in Port Harcourt like?
If I want to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, I will scale 3%, 3 over 10.
3/10. So like how many hours in
Yeah.
a day do you have power?
Well, in my house, I can boast of 12 hours light in my house, but in the office, I can boast of like 4 or 5 hours light.
And that's
Some
supposed
days
to
I
be
don't even
where
know.
you generate the money to pay every other
Yeah.
thing.
That's a business hub, but they decide not to give the light because they want the people to be buying diesel.
Is a
You know.
I have a
So
situation in Imo State where students are living places like Obinze, as is this in Ezebodo, Umuchima, and the rest of them. These places, you see that these people will be in darkness for like 3 months. Not like the transformer is bad or something, but there is no supply of power because there are two filling stations inside that community. So once students resume for school, they short power because students have ACs and everything. They have to run on generator 24 hours. The place is very noisy. Like it's mad people that are living. You have thousands of students, everybody in a compound, like 50 persons running generator. How do students read in such place? You begin to wonder. So that's just the situation, power sector, how it affects businesses in the country. But going to 2024, what's the way forward? How can business owners manage this energy crisis? Do we see, like they said, the refinery in Port Harcourt is coming up, and there are speculations that the price of petrol may come down. Hopefully, maybe the Dangote refinery too may come up. So, do you see light in all these things? Do you believe that these refineries are going to come up? Are there facts that the refineries are coming up by next year? They said December, but December is out.
okay, my brother, I I I don't know. I just have to be optimistic about the whole thing. I must commend the president for the bold step he took to revamp the refinery. Because of the bunkery going on, so many things at stake. So many people trying to sabotage the effort of revamping that refinery. Frankly speaking, the refinery will not be ready even first quarter or second quarter of 2024. I can say that for a fact because I have someone working in the refinery. What happened that last week that was now circulating on social media about the refinery working, that was nothing at all. It was mere a show up. A friend is working there. He told me categorically that the work is too massive. They are working 24/7. That's why I commend the president because he's trying his possible best. I just hope they don't sabotage his efforts because people are really fighting back. Are people benefiting from this shortage of fuel? In short, people are benefiting from the whole of this quagmire of we importing and exporting our crude and importing fuel. Our refinery is not working. People are really benefiting from it. So those are the people fighting the government. Just like this cash crunch that money is scarce. You get people are benefiting from it. So if the government can be sincere and also be formidable, they can achieve it. This is something that Buhari told us he would have done, he will do. First year, second year, third year, up until his 8 years in power, he couldn't achieve it. The president has really commenced work and they are trying. Work is really going on. Massive jobs, recruitment, jobs is going on in the refinery. I have so many people that have benefited from part-time jobs in that refinery. So work is going on. Let's just hope the president is strong enough to really actualize that dream.
This is a very good report coming from you about what is happening at the refinery.
Yes.
But
you
allude everything to the present government. But I think the outgone government was the one that actually signed this revamping of the refinery.
Yeah, and they signed it many years back. They signed that signature was done some years back, not even on his second tenure, it was on his first tenure. But the president didn't have the willpower to pursue that task.
But if I can remember vividly, my memory is not failing me, by 2018, I think they actually signed, was it 2018 or 2019 now, when they signed $1 billion to revamp this refinery. The former first minister of state, Chukwuka, said by 2019 he would resign if the refineries were not working. Nothing happened. But when Silva came in, I think that's when they signed this $1 billion money now that they are using to revamp the refinery. Okay, that's just to put
when they signed straight. Yeah, I understand. That's what I'm saying. We are saying the same thing. We are saying, I said the president signed that agreement some years back. The money, I don't know if the money was disbursed, but nothing was being done. I can say for sure it was after this president, this sitting president, President Tinubu, took power. That was when work actually commenced because my friend that actually works there, he said the process has been on for them to commence job since 2022.
Thank you for that. I appreciate your giving us updates of what is happening at the refineries and the hope coming. But we'll have to dive into one or two things happening in Rivers State. But before we do that,
before you dive in, I wanted to say something. You asked if there's anything for me to advise the government to do concerning 20.
Go on.
Okay. Quick one. The buck stops to the president. Now, what I advise the president to do is to enact policies that will favor the common man, and also on security issues. We all know how the the security issues is concerning how the whole state is being run. I don't know if the president can also tighten up the security system in the country by enacting that state policing. That state policing will really help if a state can be controlling their police. I know the fear of government using those police at their own advantage. That is what the federal government is scared of. But it will really help. The advantage is advantage because look at what is going on in the north. Look at what is going on in the east. It is being said that it's the president and the IG that are in command of the whole situation. If the governors can get hold of their own security, like if they are the one controlling their security, I think things will change. Look at what happened in Kaduna. Look at what happened in Plateau or Crescent. So I feel they should sign that law. States should control the police, and also on the economy, the president should invest more in agriculture. Agriculture, that is the only mainstay now. Since they're already trying to pilot the refinery, the agriculture, they should also invest more on it. And as a businessman, I feel the president should also give some incentives and also some grants to businessmen who can work through the Bank of Industry or the central bank, and also disburse funds. They should release funds to businessmen, artisans, those SMEs, small and medium enterprises. Those are the people driving the economy. I am a small business enterpriser. I have a staff of about 15 staffs, all being paid by me. So you can imagine if I'm running a small business and I'm having 15 staffs. Imagine the rest people that are also running businesses. Those are the people holding the economy. Those are the people paying. They are in charge of the workforce, not even the civil servants. If you go to some states, they don't have much civil servants. Everybody is relying on business and also on entrepreneurs. So that is just what I feel the president should do. And it should be sincere. It should be sincere enough to tell the people, not mincing words. And also they should learn how to curtail costs, should reduce spending. The president should learn how to reduce spending. We can see what really happened some months back when the president went to Dubai with about 2,000 delegates and 4,000 delegates. That was not it. He should learn how to reduce spending and also tell his ministers and government parastatals to learn how to fly on economy, or probably most of the things they're supposed to do out of the country, they should learn how to do things within the country. And also on business issues, China should learn. They should enforce it that China should bring down their manufacturing companies down to the country. They can't be importing. They can come and manufacture their plants here in Nigeria, even if it takes for them to bring down their staffs. It will be better for us. That will also help us to also help the economy instead of we trying to go to China to buy goods. They should keep a manufacturing plant in the country so we can be buying in our own country and trading with our own currency.
Wow, you said quite a lot in just few minutes, and I believe those in authority will take note of your suggestions and inputs because they are valid points that you really made here now. You talk about state policing, you talk about the fear of governors using it, but the total benefit outweigh the disadvantages. So, and that will now lead us to doing business in Rivers State and the political crisis right now. How do you I don't know which word to use now because I'm trying to find word to describe what just happened in Rivers State in just few weeks now. What is happening in Rivers State?
Okay. Rivers State is safe. Rivers State is calm. Rivers State is a good place to come and do business. Well, we all knew how it all played out. The incumbent governor came to the mantra of the former governor. He was the accountant general to the state, to the former governor, which is Chief Barrister Nyesom Eze Nwawike. Well, we don't know the agreement they made for Governor Siminaye Fubara was sworn in, but there was a gentleman agreement. I can't really pinpoint the agreement for sure, but the rumors that were flying out there was like governor will be in charge of the former governor will be working in proxy. What I mean in proxy, he will produce 80% of the commissioners. All the local government chairmen will be answerable to him. The governor, the sitting governor, will not have access to Abuja. I think it was the vice, it was the deputy governor rather, that was always coming for the fake meetings. If you can recall, ever since this governor was sworn in, initially, he has never attended fake. Okay, he attended a few, but the deal was for the deputy to always come and be attending. Talking about Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Odu. So what really happened? There was a fallout. The fallout started when the president awarded a contract of about 300 billion naira on the part of, I don't know if you're conversant with Port Harcourt, there is a part of Port Harcourt, that Eleme on Air Road. That road is a bad spot from Akpajo down to Refinery Junction, down to Trailer Park. It's a short road, but I don't know how the governor convinced the president to release that huge amount of money. As I'm speaking with you, work is going on. So the former governor was not aware of that deal. He later got hold of it. That was like against their agreement. Because the former governor is still a powerful workforce, a powerful force in the state. He's the one. He has, in short, like he boasted, he said he bought form for all the House of Assembly members and also for the governor. So that is how powerful he is. That is how you see he was talking about his structure. Those are his structure.
Wow, that's a very vivid.
So let me just round up.
Okay.
Let me just round up the whole issues. Now, the dilemma is this: the masses, majority of the masses, didn't vote for the sitting governor Siminaye Fubara because they felt that Wike was bringing him as his third term. That was the feeling then. Because I voted in this state, I voted in his local government. We all knew what happened. I don't want to dive into that. Now, why people, where the masses are having grudges now, if you come to the States, if you engage conversation with almost everybody, I mean the common people, not politicians, even the politicians, they will tell you that they are tired of the former governor. They are tired of his power in antics. They are tired of his power testiness. They are tired of the whole thing because they felt he's trying to act like a godfather of the state, which can never work because Peter Odili tried it. Rotimi Amechi tried it. Didn't work out for them. So him is trying his own antics. Now the people are having so the people are with the governor. The masses with the governor because they don't want the former governor to succeed with his antics. But he has played his own part from the presidency and the whole issue. The governor has now gone back to embrace him because I felt he has no choice. He has been gagged.
Okay.
He has betrayed.
I think we'll get your background and you just give us a perspective that many people may not even know about. But we are actually running out of time now. So we'll be snappy with this now. So what's the way out? Someone said maybe the governor is playing cool because he still have the Supreme Court case. So once the Supreme Court give their judgment, then you'll see him going all out to be himself. So do you agree with that?
Partially, I do. But I do feel for the governor. Well, the governor is a simple man. He can do his 4 years and rest. Like the Ambode.
Because definitely the signature looks like that's what is going to happen if he actually signed that. He may just have
he signed. He did sign. He has confirmed to everybody that he signed and is ready to work with the people. abide with the peace treaty that
Agreement.
the president. He said that in his Christmas broadcast. So people were like, the rumor was going on like this, but he came out openly and confirmed that he did sign. So he's a simple man. I can say the governor is a simple man, and he's a civil servant. So if you look at his policies is driven towards the people.
Yeah.
He has paid the bursary, he has paid backlogs of salaries, he even paid this he gave all the civil servants, the state civil servants,
Christmas
100,000 naira. Yeah, Christmas bonus of 100,000 naira after your salary. He has awarded a contract to build 2,000 blocks for civil servants. This is what was expected from the former governor. The former governor own policy was infrastructure. He did well on infrastructure, but in terms of human capacity, human development, he didn't. Even as a matter of fact, he recalled most of the students schooling abroad that Rotimi Amechi sponsored. He recalled them back.
Wow.
In terms of bursary, he didn't pay bursary. In terms of social investment, I don't think there is any. There was a banana plantation in Ogoni. He had to stop that project. So Songhai Fish Farm, one of the biggest fish farm in West Africa, he ended that. So when this governor came in, he tried to revamp all those policies back, but I don't know. The former governor was still fighting him because he was feeling that was not the template, that was not what he wanted. So I feel the governor doesn't have this. I don't think he has the capacity to fight the former governor. Most people that was really fighting for him, I'm talking about the factional speaker, Ehe Edison. That was the factional speaker then. I don't know who's the speaker now. So that was the person that was actually spearheading the fight for this incumbent governor. But based on the agreement from the presidency that showcased sometime last week, everything has been on the limbo now. Everybody's just keeping calm. So let's just wait and see after the new year. We'll know what is really going on. But for now, everybody has gone to the Christmas break.
So, like the governor said, there is no price that is too much to pay for peace to reign.
That is what I'm saying. Now the governor is a
peaceful man, like you said,
that.
and he's a very simple person. So they'll tell you that simple. That's the slogan in Port Harcourt. So it's no more day your day now.
The day your day, the people are still championing the day your day. He still has his supporters. Like I said, the masses are supporting him. So let's see how
it goes. So what does 2024 hold for Nigerians looking at the policies of the government and the governor in Rivers State and business wide? I think we'll be brief with this. Just 2 minutes.
2024 will be bright, will be better. 2024 will be nice. 2024 will be special for the country because I feel we've gone through a whole lot. I don't know, we have gone through a whole lot. So we have gone to the peak of hardship. So I feel just like the law of economics, when something gets to the peak,
it
drops down. I feel with the right policies things will come down because the former president, I'm talking about President Muhammad Buhari, he really did the country the whole
8 years of damage.
8 years of hardship. Like it can never be that bad.
No matter how we didn't really have time to talk about dollar, but before you go, just chip in. What's the dollar situation like? Doing business now and before this government, the dollar exchange rate, is it better or is worse?
No, it's not now. It's not. The president actually floated the naira, but I feel that's what I'm saying. It's a good policy, but people are fighting it.
I think we have gone back to the former situation because that first week that they floated the currency, I think we're actually buying. It was just like 20 naira difference with the online black markets. But today, as we speak, we now have official 750 and 1,300 online. I think we have gone back to the
not 750. Officially 820. I mean 850, not 750. It was a budget that was pegged at 750. The letter right now is about the official rate is about 850, if I'm not mistaken. It's not 750. It was the budget that was pegged at 750. Now, the floating of the dollar is a good one. But like I said, people are fighting this government. I don't know. This is a government that is fighting itself. It's APC government, but the APC is fighting the APC because there are some people that are still loyal to the former president. Now, this president is not really working with the former president. It's supposed to be a continuity, but it's more like an opposition, a party that has an opposition inside the same party. That's what is really going on. Yeah, they are holding the dollars, holding the dollars. Most of the road to change people are holding these dollars. That is why the dollar is scarce. That's because of the whole.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Good News Joseph. It's been a very interesting discussion with you. And I'll be speaking with Mr. Good News Joseph. He's a businessman and he's based in River State, Port Harcourt. My name is Pierre Frederick, and I want to thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre, from this end. Just that the time is very short for us.
The time is very short, so we'll have to reschedule another one, maybe by the new year or before the end of the year, maybe 31st.
That'll be fine. That'll be fine. I'll be glad to.
Good to have you. Thank you very much, and thank you for all the support you've been giving City Report. We truly appreciate you. Thank you very much. And let me also use your opportunity to congratulate you on your marriage this year, your baby this year, and also an award recipient of City Reports this year too.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me also appreciate you on that gift. It's a nice award. It's a nice award. I really appreciate. I really do appreciate. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We do not take your support for granted. You've always stood by City Report whenever we call on you. Thank you very much. God bless you. So everyone watching us across the country and the world, is City Report Retrospect looking at 2023, and we've looked at the business aspect. So bye-bye. Good night, everyone. See you again tomorrow.
Bye. Good night. Good night.
To make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come. He said, no, let me join them. So EFCC will know they're against. You carry the vote of another party and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person say, no, I have defect. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.